Beloved, I tell you with all certainty, your voice is the law of your universe. It is not an echo of some distant authority, not a weak whisper swallowed by the winds of circumstance, but the divine decree shaping every fold of reality around you. When you speak, not simply with your lips, but with the deep voice of imagination, life bends itself in obedience. The moment you declare it, the unseen realm rearranges itself, and the outer world must follow as faithfully as the tide follows the pull of the moon. You have not yet grasped the magnitude of what rests upon your tongue, for your word is the command, your voice the seal of law, and every hidden force obeys. Every being you encounter, every circumstance that appears before you, is drawn to you by the tone you carry within. You are never pleading, never begging, never asking in vain. You are declaring, and that declaration is law. The invisible currents of consciousness do not question, they do not negotiate, they do not deliberate. They obey. Whatever you say in the depth of feeling is the verdict stamped upon the clay of your world. If you say they adore you, they cannot help but adore you. If you say they pursue you, they cannot help but pursue you. If you say money flows, money becomes restless until it finds you. If you say health radiates through you, the very cells aligned to that command, nothing resists, because your word is the vibrational decree from which reality is carved. Consider the miracle of the voice that lives in your imagination. It is not the chatter of the outer man, it is the silent sound of assumption, the tone of certainty that no ear in this world may hear, yet all existence responds to. When you say within yourself, I am loved, I am chosen, I am irresistible, though the outer world may appear unchanged, the inner court of law has already passed its judgment. The universe stands at attention. Invisible messengers dispatched to carry out your decree. They go forth into the minds of others, planting impulses, stirring desires, shaping circumstances, so that the scene of your inner word becomes the scene of your waking life. You must grasp that no one out there has authority over you. Their words may sound loud, their opinions may parade themselves as power, but they are shadows compared to the decree spoken by you. When you say within, they obey my voice, they follow my command, they honor my presence, then so it is. Even their resistance bends, for the inner law does not bargain. Do you not see? The world is but the outpicturing of the tone you consistently carry. If you wish to see loyalty, speak loyalty. If you wish to see abundance, speak abundance. If you wish to be irresistible, speak irresistibility. And speak it not as a question, but as a decree. Your voice is not to be wasted on idle chatter of doubt, fear, or complaint, for those too are commands, and they too will be obeyed. If you say, they ignore me, they do not see me, they abandon me, then the world becomes the obedient servant of that law. It will clothe itself in neglect, absence, and rejection because you have given the decree. There is no partial obedience in this realm. It answers to whatever word is spoken in faith. So guard the tongue of your imagination, for it is sharper than the sword, it cuts deeper than any earthly blade, and it divides reality in your favor or against you, depending only on what you decree. Listen closely. The voice of command is not loud, it is not desperate, it is calm, certain, and unshakable, for it knows it is law. A king does not scream to be heard, he declares. A queen does not plead to be obeyed, she commands, and so must you. The inner tone you strike is enough. Once declared, you do not question, you do not doubt, you do not search for signs of obedience, for that very questioning is another decree. And the world will obey it by showing you delay and confusion. But when you hold steady, when you declare with quiet certainty, this is mine, this is done, this is who I am, then everything bends in silence to serve you. Do not think for a moment that people are exempt from this law. They are not separate beings wandering outside your power. They are actors moving to the script you set in the theater of your mind. You speak and they feel compelled to play their part. If you say, "They cannot resist me, they think of me day and night, they long to hear my voice," then the law is set. They will find themselves haunted, magnetized, captivated, and they will not know why, except that the law of your word has gripped their being. You are not manipulating, you are awakening what is already aligned in the unseen. You are not stealing their will, you are the source of the script they unknowingly obey. The secret is not in force but in faith. It is not in effort but in assumption. You need not strain to make them obey. You need only assume that they already do. In imagination, hear them call your name. Feel their devotion wrap around you. See their obedience shine in their eyes. Do this until it feels natural, until the voice of your imagination rings louder than any outer circumstance. And then let it go. The law is already passed. The word is already set. The decree is already written. You need not repeat it as if trying to convince. You need only rest in its certainty. Your voice is not merely the sound that escapes your lips, it is the vibration of your state of consciousness. When you walk through the world declaring within, "I am magnetic, I am adored, I am chosen, I am the center of attention," then even in silence, the air around you carries that decree. Others sense it, even if they cannot explain it. They feel pulled, compelled, enchanted, and they obey without knowing why. You must understand that this is not personal charm. It is law. It is not chance. It is decree. It is not wishful thinking. It is command. Stop saying, "They ignore me." Stop saying, "They don't love me." Stop saying, "I am overlooked." For every such utterance is a command the universe must fulfill. Instead, replace it with the higher decree. They adore me, they honor me, they seek me. Let every word you utter, every assumption you hold, be the declaration of what you desire, not the echo of what you fear. For fear itself is a decree, and the world will obey it just as faithfully as love. The choice is always yours. Which law will you speak? Which decree will you set? Which voice will you allow to shape your world? There is no distance to this power. If they are far, your voice reaches them instantly. If they are silent, your command whispers in their mind. If they have turned away, your decree stirs their heart to turn back. You are not bound by space or time, for this voice is not carried by air but by spirit. It moves faster than light, deeper than thought, straight into the core of being. And the moment it is spoken, they obey. So stand tall within yourself. Speak as one who knows. Command as one who reigns. Do not bow before appearances, for appearances are but delayed obedience to your last decree. Change the decree, and the appearances must change. If yesterday you declared loss, declare gain. Today, if yesterday you declared rejection, declare acceptance today. If yesterday you declared lack, declare abundance today. And do not look back. The new decree cancels the old, the higher law supersedes the lower, and the present word becomes the law of the land. Look within and hear yourself saying, "My voice is the law, whatever I say they obey." Let this be the song you carry into sleep, the chant you hold in silence, the certainty that flows through your veins. For when you know this, nothing is impossible. They would adore you, they will follow you, they will bless you, they will give to you, not because of persuasion, but because your voice has decreed it, and they cannot resist. And so it unfolds, the outer world bending to your whispered decree, rearranging itself not in slow hesitation, but with the swiftness of law. Do you not see how majestic this power is? How absolute in its obedience? The moment you say, "I am the center of their world," everything within them conspires to prove it true. They may fight, they may resist, but resistance itself becomes a path to obedience. For even defiance is guided by the invisible hand of your command until it folds into submission. This is not arrogance, it is recognition of the divine order. You were never meant to crawl beneath the opinions of others. You were born to speak reality into being and watch it bow before you. When you rise in the morning and carry yourself with the decree already alive, the day is your servant. Every face you meet reflects your inner command. If you have declared love, they smile with warmth. If you have declared abundance, money flows through unexpected channels. If you have declared admiration, eyes linger upon you with reverence. All things are summoned to obey, for the law has no loopholes, no chance to escape your word. And even when delay appears, it is not denial, but the gathering of forces to fulfill your decree in ways that exceed your imagination. You must recognize that your word is not isolated to a single event. It reverberates through the entire structure of your world. When you say, "They belong to me," the whole fabric of circumstance reshapes itself to make it true. Phones ring, messages arrive, coincidences appear, but these are not accidents. They are the footsteps of obedience, the outer evidence of the law in motion. When you speak in faith, you no longer ask how. You no longer watch the clock. You no longer measure progress. You know that the word is already accomplished, and the only role left for you is to dwell in its certainty. There are those who will tell you to wait, to struggle, to prove yourself worthy. Cast aside such lies. Worthiness is not earned by effort, it is declared by voice. You are worthy because you have spoken. You are chosen because you have decreed it. You are adored because you have said so. The world does not grant you permission to be loved or wealthy or powerful. You command it and it obeys. Stop waiting for approval, for recognition, for external confirmation. The inner decree is already the seal of approval. The law listens only to you. Let us go deeper into this mystery. When you say they obey, you are not bending another's will. You are awakening the perfect alignment that already exists in the unseen. You are reminding life of the script it carries. Every soul is connected in one great mind, and your decree travels through that web like electricity through wires. They do not resist because in truth, there is no separation. They are you pushed out. So when you say they adore me, you are speaking only to yourself in another form. And of course, yourself must obey. Think of it as the song of your being. If the inner song is doubt, life hums in dissonance. If the inner song is certainty, life sings in harmony. And your voice is the conductor's baton, guiding every instrument into order. You cannot sing one thing and expect to hear another. You cannot declare lack and expect wealth, declare loneliness and expect love. Life is too faithful for that. It must echo exactly what you decree. So lift your voice in harmony with what you desire. Say it as already true, as if no power in heaven or earth could deny it. Speak it into the silence of your heart until it rings as natural as your own name. Do not be fooled by appearances. Appearances are echoes, shadows, ripples of old decrees. They may scream one thing today, but they have no power except the authority you lend them. If you say this is temporary, the real word is already spoken, then the appearance fades, replaced by obedience to your higher decree. If you cling to appearances, you bind yourself to old commands. But if you cling to your present word, the world must yield, no matter how solid the old image seemed. It is not enough to wish. Wishes are weak whispers. You must decree. The difference is in the certainty. A wish says, I hope this will be so. A decree says, it already is. A wish looks to the future. A decree plants itself in the present. And life responds only to decree. So banish hope, banish pleading, banish uncertainty. Replace it with the commanding voice, I am. It is done. This is law. And feel the shift. For when you speak in this way, the energy in your chest expands, the silence around you listens, and the atmosphere bends in reverence. Imagine now the one you desire most. See their face, hear their voice, feel their presence, and declare, you are mine. You cannot resist me. You adore me. You seek me out. You hear my voice wherever you go. My energy calls you, and you obey. Feel it as though it were already accomplished. Do not strain to imagine how. Simply rest in the knowing that your word is law. And then release it. Walk in the confidence that they are already circling, closer, compelled without knowing why. For the decree has gone forth, and the law does not return void. Your decree is also the measure of your faith. If you speak with hesitation, the world obeys with hesitation. If you speak with boldness, the world obeys with boldness. If you speak with trembling, the world obeys with trembling. It cannot exceed the tone you set. So cultivate the calm certainty of command. Speak once, speak clearly, speak with finality, and then let silence carry your word into form. Repetition is only useful to drown out doubt, but the law requires no endless chatter. One decree is enough if you truly mean it. And understand this, silence itself is a voice. If you fall silent in fear, the law reads it as decree. If you fall silent in faith, the law reads it as decree. The silence of doubt breeds delay. The silence of confidence breeds swift manifestation. So even in your stillness you are speaking. Let your stillness be charged with certainty. Let your rest hum with the decree. It is done, they obey. You are not at the mercy of moods or feelings that come and go. You are master of them, for your voice sets the atmosphere. If you decree joy, joy rises. If you decree peace, peace descends. If you decree power, power fills you. Do not wait for feeling to come before you speak. Speak first, and the feeling will follow. Declare yourself adored, and soon the feeling of adoration overwhelms you. Declare yourself abundant, and soon the feeling of wealth surges through you. Feeling is the servant of decree, not the master. I tell you again, your voice is the law, not the government, not society, not the opinions of friends or enemies, not the accidents of chance. Only your word carries the scepter. Only your decree is absolute. If the whole world says you are unloved, but you decree I am adored, the law obeys you and not them. If the world says you are poor, but you decree I am wealthy, the law obeys you and not them. If the world says you are weak, but you decree I am powerful, the law obeys you and not them. Do you not see? The outer is always behind, always lagging, always bowing to the inner. The inner is the throne. The beauty of this law is its impartiality. It does not decide what is right or wrong, good or bad. It only obeys. This is why some live in misery. They have decreed misery. Others live in glory. They have decreed glory. The law is faithful, not selective. It will not override your voice. It will echo it. And so the responsibility is yours alone. What you decree is what you will live. What you speak is what you will see. What you command is what you will hold. And so, beloved, the responsibility is divine yet simple. Speak only what you desire to live, decree only what you wish to see, declare only what you are willing to embody. For every word carries weight, every thought is a vibration, every decree is law. You have been given the power to shape the minds of others, to move circumstances like clay, to call into being what no eye has yet seen. And yet, so many waste this treasure on idle speech. They gossip about lack, they confess fear, they declare sickness, they chant rejection. And the law, being impartial, obeys without question. Their world becomes a mirror of their careless decree. But not you. From this moment you awaken. You rise to the throne of your own kingdom, and you speak with intent, with power, with faith. See how swiftly the world will shift when you align your decree with your desire. Declare that you are irresistible, and suddenly eyes linger where before they passed by. Declare that money flows and doors open where before there were walls. Declare that love surrounds you and hearts warm where before they were cold. The transformation is not gradual, it is immediate. The unseen responds at once. The only delay is in the outer rearrangement, and that delay is but the movement of shadows following the shift of the sun. The decree is already fulfilled in the invisible. The visible is catching up. You may ask, what of their will? What of their choice? I tell you, their so-called will is but the echo of your decree. They are compelled by the law that moves within you. Their thoughts are stirred by the vibrations of your word. Their actions are bent by the energy of your assumption. This is not theft, this is law. There is no separation in consciousness. They are threads in the same tapestry, instruments in the same orchestra, and you hold the conductor's baton. They cannot help but play the music you set. When you say, they obey, you are not taking their freedom, you are aligning them to the script you have already written in imagination. You must dare to believe that your inner voice is the true authority. For centuries, men have bowed to outer powers, to kings and rulers, to systems and laws, never realizing that the greatest law lies within their own being. Your decree outranks every external law. If they say no, but you decree yes, your yes will stand. If they shut the door, but you decree it open, the door must swing wide. If they turn away, but you decree their return, they will walk back, compelled by the unseen pull of your word. This is why you must never surrender your decree to appearances. Appearances are nothing but the shadows of past words. Do not grant them power. Speak again, decree again, and the shadow will dissolve before the light of your command. Let your imagination become the throne room from which you speak. Enter it each day, not as a beggar, but as a sovereign. Sit in the stillness and decree with calm certainty. If you desire their devotion, decree it and feel it. If you desire their loyalty, decree it and see it. If you desire their pursuit, decree it and rest in it. The law does not require your effort, only your word. Once spoken in faith, it is carried out by forces beyond your sight. They go forth into the minds of others, stirring, shifting, aligning, until the outer world mirrors the inner decree. And let me remind you, repetition is not for the law's sake, but for your own. The law does not forget. The universe does not misplace your command. But you repeat to steady your faith, to drown out doubt, to keep your inner voice strong until the decree feels as natural as breathing. Do not repeat as one begging, repeat as one declaring, affirming, stamping the seal again and again until it is set beyond question. When the decree feels natural, you need no longer repeat. The word is already alive, already moving, already obeyed. Think of those you long for, those whose actions you wish to shape. Perhaps you fear they have forgotten you, that their love has cooled, that their loyalty has faded. Cast aside such illusions. Speak within yourself, you cannot forget me, I am etched in your mind. You are drawn to me night and day, you cannot escape my presence. You obey my call. Do not wait for proof. Proof is the shadow. Decree is the cause. Hold steady in your decree, and soon their every action will testify to its truth. They will call, they will return, they will yield, because your voice has commanded it. Do not mistake this for struggle. The law is not moved by struggle, by tears, by effort. It is moved by decree. You could cry for years and nothing would change. But speak once with authority and the world bends at once. You could fight and strive and claw your way through circumstances, but one decree spoken in faith accomplishes more than a lifetime of effort. For the outer world is powerless without the inner command. The unseen shapes the seen, not the other way around. And let us strip away every illusion. There is no delay except your doubt. There is no resistance except your contradiction. If you decree love but speak rejection in the next breath, the law obeys both and your world reflects the confusion. But if you decree love and hold steady, unwavering, unshaken, then love must come. For the law has no choice. It does not decide, it obeys. It does not argue, it fulfills. It does not hesitate, it moves. Your only task is to hold the decree Now, feel the weight of this truth. You are not waiting on them, they are waiting on you. They are waiting for your decree. They cannot act, cannot move, cannot choose until you have spoken. For your voice is the command center of your reality. The moment you speak, they obey. Their thoughts shift, their emotions stir, their feet move, because your word has gone forth. This is why it is said that you need not chase. To chase is to declare distance. To plead is to decree lack. But to stand still and speak with authority is to decree possession. The chased will flee, but the commanded must return. And so you must choose carefully the words you carry into the silence of night. As you drift to sleep, the decree you hold will enter the depths of being and echo into tomorrow. If you fall asleep declaring, "I am ignored," tomorrow will show you neglect. If you fall asleep declaring, "I am adored," tomorrow will shower you with attention. Sleep is the great chamber where decree becomes flesh. Use it wisely. Each night is a throne, each dream a seed, each decree a law stamped upon the fabric of your world. Therefore declare with boldness, "My voice is the law. Whatever I say, they obey. They cannot resist me. They cannot ignore me. They cannot walk away from me. They are mine and they know it. They are compelled to seek me, to serve me, to love me, to honor me. Every cell in their body responds to my command. Every thought in their mind bends to my decree. Every step they take leads them back to me. Feel it, believe it, know it, and the law will prove it." And as this law continues to unfold through your life, you will begin to see that nothing ever truly stood against you, only your own forgotten authority. For the world cannot resist the decree of the sovereign who knows their power. It is only when you forget, when you let fear, doubt, or the echoes of the past dictate your voice, that the law seems silent. But even then, it is not silent. It is faithfully obeying your lesser decree. When you say, "They do not love me," the law does not pause to question, it obeys. When you say, "I am always rejected," the law does not resist, it obeys. The universe is incapable of rebellion, it can only echo. So take back your voice. Speak only as you desire to live. Speak only what you demand to see, and watch how quickly the false images crumble before the truth of your word. When you walk through life with this knowing, you carry yourself differently. No longer do you beg, no longer do you plead, no longer do you wait for signs. You are the sign. Your word is the miracle. Your decree is the evidence. And as you move in this confidence, you become magnetic. People cannot resist the aura of one who knows their voice is law. They are drawn, compelled, enchanted, though they cannot explain why. They obey because at the core of reality, there is only one voice, and that voice is yours. Consider those moments when you spoke casually and life obeyed without effort. You said, "I knew this would happen," and it did. You said, "They always act this way," and they did. You said, "Nothing ever works for me," and nothing did. Even in your careless speech, the law was faithful. How much more when you speak deliberately, consciously, with intent? If careless decrees shape reality, how much more powerful are conscious decrees spoken in certainty? This is why I urge you, do not let idle words escape your lips. Every word is seed, every thought is command, every decree is law. Plant only what you wish to harvest. And remember this, your decree does not merely command others, it commands yourself. When you say, "I am loved," not only do they obey, but every part of your being aligns with that love. Your posture changes, your tone shifts, your eyes shine, your presence glows. You become the embodiment of your decree, and thus the world must reflect it. This is the great secret. You are both the commander and the commanded. You decree outwardly, and inwardly you obey your own word. Thus your body, your mind, your spirit align, and the outer world follows without resistance. The one you desire cannot escape the net of your decree. They may distract themselves, they may run to others, they may busy their mind, but deep within, the voice of your command echoes. They hear it in their quiet moments, they feel it in their restless nights, they sense it in their sudden urges. They think it is their own thought, their own choice, but it is your decree moving through them. This is the invisible bond, the telepathic thread, the unbreakable pull. They obey because there is no separation between you and them. They are but the outpicturing of your inner law. Let this truth set you free from all chasing. Chasing is an admission of powerlessness, but decree is an expression of mastery. Chasing says they have the power. Decree says I am the power. Chasing says I hope they choose me. Decree says they cannot resist me. Chasing leads to exhaustion. Decree leads to fulfillment. So abandon the chase. Stand still in the authority of your word and watch as they circle back, compelled not by your effort but by your decree. Even now, as you hear these words, something within you is stirring. A memory of your forgotten throne, a recognition of your true place. You feel the authority rising, the certainty strengthening, the old doubts dissolving. You know now that you are not subject to their whims, their moods, their choices. They are subject to your decree. You are not waiting on them, they are waiting on you. And the moment you speak with authority, the law sets them in motion. Do not think this power is limited to relationships. It governs all things. If you decree wealth, wealth must come. If you decree health, health must manifest. If you decree honor, honor must surround you. There is no area untouched by the law of your voice. But relationships are the most direct mirror, for they reveal at once the alignment of your decree. If you speak of love with certainty, the beloved appears. If you speak of rejection with fear, rejection appears. The mirror does not lie, the mirror only reflects. And so speak only what you desire to see reflected. There will come moments when the old echoes rise, when the past seems to repeat itself, when appearances shout louder than your decree. In those moments, do not falter, do not give the shadow authority. Speak again, declare again. Say, no, this is not my decree. My word is law, and my word is love, devotion, abundance, power. Stand firm, and the shadows will dissolve. For the decree is eternal, while appearances are fleeting. And when you begin to live in this truth, you will no longer wonder if they love you. You will decree it and know it. You will no longer ask if wealth will come. You will decree it and rest in it. You will no longer plead for circumstances to change. You will decree them change and watch the world obey. Your voice is the only law. Speak as sovereign, and life will kneel at your command. When you awaken to the fact that your voice is not mere sound, but the decree of law in the unseen, you cease treating your words as idle chatter and begin wielding them as instruments of divine command. You no longer say things casually that you do not wish to experience. You no longer agree with appearances when they contradict your heart's desire. You understand that to say, I am lacking, I am lonely, I am not chosen, is to put those very conditions into the law, and the law does not discriminate. It accepts without question. But once you begin to say with conviction, I am loved, I am wealthy, I am chosen, I am celebrated, you reprogram the entire network of reality, and reality rushes to serve your voice as its master. This is why the tongue has always been called the creative force. For whatever is spoken with belief is sealed. When you allow your words to become a current of authority, you feel the shift inside your being, as though heaven itself has aligned to enforce what you have said. You have seen how quickly gossip spreads, how easily rumor travels, how one careless phrase can ignite fear or division in the minds of many. If words of error can ripple through a community with such power, Imagine what words of truth and assumption can do when spoken with authority and intention. Your word is not bound by time or space. It is a wave of energy